Welcome to Simple Scotch Reviews. Here we have Auchentoshan American Oak. It's a NAS single malt Scotch whiskey bottled at 40% ABV. They do utilize first fill bourbon cask American Oak. Always a pleasure for a lowland whiskey because there's not a ton of them and they're always a very unique experience. I'll start this off by saying there's 3 Auchentoshans that I can find readily available near me: the American Oak, the 12-year-old, and 3 Wood. And personally, this one is probably falls a little short from the other 3, and I'll get to that, or the other 2, sorry, and I'll get to that, but not bad, not at all bad, but the other 2 I just hold in a higher regard. It might be number 2, we'll get to that a little. Nothing about this whiskey, I'm going to say, is a surprise with the first fill bourbon. None of the flavors come as a surprise when it's marketed as being American Oak first fill bourbon, but let's take a look. Definitely vanilla. There's citrus notes. It's not a specific citrus note, maybe a little orange, maybe a little lemon, but the citrus note is definitely a little more subdued than the vanilla, but still definitely present, the citrus note. Get some oakiness to be expected, but nothing a surprise for it being first fill bourbon. Vanilla is the number 1 note, definitely an oak presence. Citrus is there as well. Not complex, not much more to elaborate on with the palate. Like the other Auchentoshans, finish is very long. Vanilla, little oakiness, linger. That citrus fruit doesn't really linger for me like the other flavors do. It's a short and to the point finish, palate, and nose because there's not a ton going on, and it just feels like it's missing flavor. It's the least flavorful of the 3 Auchentoshans around here between the 12, the 3 Wood, and the American Oak. I have seen some very negative reviews on this whiskey. I'm gonna say I think that's a little unjustified. I know everyone has personal preferences. Some people love something, some people hate something. I don't get anything in this whiskey that I would see as a note like, oh, I like this, but other people might hate it. There's a lot of whiskeys that I like even that I say, I see how other people could hate this. I don't see that in this one. It's not my favorite, but I don't see any of those controversial notes that are going to be like, this might be viewed as awesome by some people and terrible as another. I just see this as a very friendly, not a whole lot going on whiskey. But, I mean, everyone's got their own taste, but I just don't see anything that I would consider something that I'd be nervous giving to someone and having them find off-putting about it. One thing that helps this one hold up against the other Auchentoshans, it's half the price. At least in my market, this whiskey's half the price of the other 2. So when you take into account its price point and what it's going against, this is a solid whiskey. I think it falls short of the 12-year for sure Auchentoshan, but at about half the price in my market, it's definitely can hold its own. Nothing off-putting about it, little low in terms of not a lot of strong flavors, and not even just strong, just flavorful is not what I would use to describe this. Still, the price point keeps it and makes it recommendable for me. So, my impression, worth the money. I recommend trying it. I recommend trying tons of those cheaper whiskeys just to find the ones you like, and then you have your go-to because they're cheap bottles. This whiskey, the price is what keeps it in recommendation for me. It's not bad. If it were double the price and similar to the other Auchentoshans in price, I would never recommend it because the others are much better for the similar price point. But with price being a factor, I definitely recommend this whiskey and think it's a good one for everyone to try and find your new daily go-to. Thanks for watching.